Hello there! Today's video is going to be a shading and highlighting tutorial. I have a few tips that might be helpful when doing lighting on dragons. Now, I still haven't completely figured out how to shade. I just do kind of like whatever I want. But here are my steps. First, I figure out where the sun is, quote unquote sun. This is the direction you'll be putting your highlights. So now onto the first part, which is shadows. To make your shadows, make a new layer and change it to a multiply layer. To change the type of layer, it depends on your program. So if you are using Krita, follow my example. I believe almost every drawing app I have used so far, they have multiply layers, but it may be different depending on each program or app. So if you're not sure, like look it up or something, but I do use a multiply layer. I change the opacity to between 40% and 20%. Never leave your shadows black. That is a big no-no. This picture here, big no-no. This picture, correct. This is colored shading. See what I'm getting at? Black leaves no emotion, while colored shadows leave it up to the viewer. It usually depends on the drawing, but red gives the piece an angry emotion, while blue has a sad feeling, and so on with other colors. This may not be for every drawing, but as the artist, the shadow color is completely up to you. Like here with Blue Jay, I started with green because I thought it would match her eyes, but I didn't like the green, so I did it with purple. Normally I just go with whatever looks good, so I don't normally follow my own rule of emotion, but usually with angry dragons, I will use red. Now for actually drawing the shadows. The minimal amount of shadows comes from where the sun is. My arrows show where the minimum and maximum of the shadows will be. In this example, I shade the majority of the right side and leave smaller shadows on the left. Now onto highlights. Create another layer, this time changing it to an addition layer. I keep the opacity to between 70% and 40%, although it depends on how bright your lighting is and where it's coming from. The color really depends on, again, the lighting source. I usually stick to pink or orange. Again, keep in mind where your lighting is coming from. Remember that source. The minimum shadows is your maximum highlights. Sorry, I can't say minimum. I shade the edge of the wings, top of the tail, top of the frill, edge of antenna, etc., etc. I also highlight the edge of the pupils and head. I'm not really good at explaining this type of stuff, but the video shows it way better than how I explain it. As you can see, where the shadows are, the opposite of from where the shadows are, that's where I put the highlights. You can see I put on the edge of pupils. It just adds like a nice shine to them. And I also forgot I do it on the horns too, on the ears. I do it on many of the places that actually show where there's no shadows. So I will do it, let's see here, I do it on the legs and arms, like right here. I do that, and I do it on the top of the little toes, and sometimes every once in a while I will do it on the other side or the other wings because I can. But yeah, that's all I have for my shading and highlighting tutorial. I really hope this helped you guys, and yeah, I just hope this is really helpful. I'm not sure how helpful this is. I am very proud of my instructions though. But anyways, y'all have a great weekend, and thank you so much for watching.